Hey everyone, and welcome. So, is Japan on your travel list? If it is, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to talk about how to make your trip absolutely incredible, not just for you, but for the locals you meet along the way. It's all about building a small bridge of understanding.
So, yeah, Japan's on your mind. And you are definitely not alone. I mean, millions of people are drawn to that amazing mix of ancient tradition and mind-bendingly futuristic stuff. But, a truly great trip goes way deeper than just seeing the sights.
And that's exactly our goal here. This is not about a big, scary list of rules you have to memorize. It's really just about building a simple bridge of understanding, one that makes your trip smoother, more respectful, and honestly, a lot more rewarding for everybody. Okay, let's start with this big question. Japan is famous for being super welcoming, right? But with this huge surge in tourism lately, some, let's call it subtle friction, has started to pop up. So what's really going on here? Well, first off, let's just state the obvious. The appeal is absolutely undeniable. You've got these ancient, peaceful temples right next to glowing cityscapes, all surrounded by just jaw-droppingly beautiful nature. It's a fascinating culture, and it's no surprise at all that Japan is one of the top destinations in the world. But all that popularity can have a little side effect, a cultural disconnect. So let's take a look at why some locals might be feeling a bit of discomfort. And this isn't about pointing fingers at all. It's about genuinely trying to understand their perspective. When you get right down to it, it really boils down to these four things. Maybe being a little too loud in a quiet place, popular spots getting super crowded, some simple cultural oopsies, and of course, the language barrier. On their own, they're small things, but when they all happen at once, they can start to add up. So what can we do to help? Let's start with just getting around in public spaces. Think of this next part as your own personal toolkit for harmony, designed to help you move around smoothly and with respect. Now, before we get into any specifics, you have to understand the why behind it all. See, Japanese culture is built on this foundational idea called wa, which means group harmony. It's this really deep-seated consideration for other people, all focused on keeping a peaceful environment for the whole group. Once you get that one concept, everything else we're about to talk about just makes perfect sense. And you'll see that principle of wa in action literally everywhere. Keeping your voice down on those famously quiet trains, not taking phone calls, waiting patiently in line. It's all about keeping that shared sense of peace. Oh, and a really practical tip. You're going to notice there are almost no public trash cans. That's because the local custom is just to carry your trash with you until you find a bin, usually at a convenience store or back at your hotel. Here is a perfect example of what I mean. A lot of us are used to grabbing a snack and eating on the go, right? But in Japan, that's something you generally don't see. It's kind of considered messy or just a bit inconsiderate. The local way is to just stand to the side or find a little spot, finish your food, and then continue walking. It's a tiny change that shows a huge amount of respect. All right, so let's move beyond just general public stuff. There are a few really specific customs that are super helpful to know. And honestly, getting these right will open the door to a way richer experience for you. First up, shoes. This one is a big deal. The line between outside and inside is super clear in Japan. You'll always take your shoes off when you enter a home, a temple, and a lot of traditional restaurants and inns. The universal sign is pretty obvious. You'll see a shoe rack or a little row of slippers waiting for you right at the entrance. Pro tip, wear shoes you can slip on and off easily. It'll make your life so much easier. Okay, next up is the onsen, the Japanese hot spring. This is a must-do experience for sure. But I know, its unique customs can feel a little intimidating if you've never been. But don't worry, the etiquette is actually really simple once you know the steps. It all breaks down into these 4 easy steps. Now, the golden rule, the most important one, is number 2. You must wash your body thoroughly at the little shower stations before you get in the water. The big bath is for soaking and relaxing, not for cleaning yourself. Once you're clean and you get in, just relax and remember to keep that small towel to give you out of the water. You'll see a lot of people just rest it on their head. And here are just a few final but really crucial tips. Be super mindful with your camera. Always ask for permission before taking pictures of people. And in sacred places like temples or shrines, look for signs and just never use a flash. And lastly, while Japan is incredibly high-tech, it's still very much a cash-based society, especially in smaller towns and family-run shops. So make sure you always have enough yen on you. So, what does all of this add up to? Well, it's about understanding that, as a traveler, your actions,
even the really small ones, can have a real and super positive impact.
At the end of the day, it all comes down to this. It is not about being perfect. Nobody expects you to know every single custom. It is the effort, the simple act of showing that you care enough to try. That is what is so deeply appreciated and so warmly welcomed. And that is the ultimate takeaway here. This isn't just about avoiding an awkward moment or two. Every time you speak quietly on a train, or you take your shoes off at an entrance without being told, you are actively building a little bridge of mutual respect. So I'm going to leave you with this one question to think about as you plan your trip. Out of everything we just talked about, what's the one custom you'll make a special effort to remember? Just pick one. Because locking that one thing in means you're already well on your way to being a fantastic guest